Okay, everyone can see this one full screen.
Yes.
Okay, all right. All right, we go this one for topic process planning and design. So okay, this log I take just half hour to explain about this one because we supposed to have this one for last week, but so far we are under the schedule, so I just get one part of this topic because we have process planning and design. So I try to go a little bit introduction for the process planning and design, and then we will continue half of it after semester break, because this one not in your exam for the class test exam, but to make sure we are in line with the schedule where I make in the Moodle. So I just try to explain a little bit this one because this one quite related with the our previous module as well. Okay, so before this you already learn about design process. Design process. So from the design process you get you should do a several process for making your design to get your design in place. So you have six. You have learned six step in the design. So from there you get your own design as a designer or production design or R&D in the company. So you need to translate the design from whatever from the paper or from the computer version or software, hardware. You need to translate to the product. You need to translate the product from the design. You need to think how to manufacture the product. So the process to change the material until you get the product, that is the process planning and design. So we have learned about the design. So we want to have their processing, how to make the product, change the product to the material, to change the material to the product. So the process, they have several process because maybe you in your design you need to have 2 or 3 step operation before you can complete your product. So for that operation you need to have a planning for the each operation, and planning for overall operation from from beginning until finish. So that is the process planning. And then process design, we need to planning the process, and then we need to do a process designing. So that is what we learned today. And then from raw material, so we have take we as an input to the system, because when we put to the system or to the manufacturing process, we have a sequence of activity intended to achieve some result. We need to create to add value to before we send or deliver to customer. So in the manufacturing class previously, we already learned how from the we have a raw material, we have a process here, so raw material, and then we put in the process, we add value for the process, and then we deliver to the customer the product. So here we have several process. I think you still remember this one. So this is a process. For the when we combine together the process, we make a system, as we know as a manufacturing system. So the sequence or activity which is involved with the machine, tooling, and labors. So this one we will cost to your process, add value to the process. So the activities involved inside this activity we call the process to add values to the materials, and then we change the characteristics, we change the shape, and then we get the finished product. So finished product here with the more value, and then we send to the we deliver, we sell it to customer. So the process or the control activities is to ensure that the product are completed based on our design previously, based on specification given by designer in design stage. So you still remember during your design specification, you need to have the values and the dimensions, the shape required. So this need to deliver, need to produce before you deliver to customer. You need to deliver by on time, with the right quantities orders, and then the up to the quality standards. So that is a process to control the product before you deliver to customer. So the sequence and activity intended to the achieve of this result, we call it the process. And then planning, this involved to the what we call it, the plan. We plan the process for the conversion, because the conversion is here. We use these tools, machine, and levers to remove material, to remove materials from the existing material, and then to make what I call it, several process in the conversion. So that process we need to plan, and then to make sure we can get the finished product of the material. And then the process is consists of two parts. So we have a process design and operation design. So to design the process is the each station, because to fabricate the material or to make a product, for example, this one, we have several processes, 1, 2, 3. So this is a processes in line we need to design, and then the operation is each operation for each station or each machine. So when we combine together, we can get the process, but for individual operation, we can get the operational design. So there is consist two parts, for the process, for the overall, and then for operational for individual, each station or each process. So we go detail for this one. Like I said just now, for process design, it's concerned with the overall sequence. Overall sequence from one machine, relate transfer. We have one product transfer to this machine, and then we need to transfer to another machine, and then we need to transfer to next process. So this is overall sequence of operation required to achieve the product specification. So product specification from design process. When we design, we have a assembly drawing, we have product specification, standard. So we need to achieve that product specification as a complete part. So that is process design. And then the sequence of operation can determine by this. They have a nature of product. So when we want to design the process, we need to see the nature by this sequence. So you see the natures, and then we see the materials, and then we see the quantities, existing physical layout in the plant. So all these need to consider, need to see before we do a process design. So why? Because if we see the nature of product, some product, for example, like liquid, for example, oil and gas industry, they have a liquid or gas. So for that process, that particular process, we need to use, for example, continuous production. So we can continuous flow production. So we cannot use the like discrete production, like assembly line in the car manufacturing. So in car manufacturing, they have one unit product. The car coming one, and then we assemble the engine, we assemble the door, frame, everything. So that is a discrete or unit product can be assembled using the assembly line, but the continuous production for liquid or gas in oil and gas, they need a continuous flow production. So the output always coming, output always coming like a gas or liquid. So there is a nature of product we need to consider, and the material using inside the process. What material we will use? So we relate with the quantity of unit to produce. So if you want to produce a lot of product, so maybe we need to consider the flow line assembly. If one unit we can do a job process, we just take one unit for that project like specific or car, for example, Ferrari car. So we need to have a job shop, and then we need to have a general purpose equipment. So on there, operator coming and then focus on the producing the product. So what happens if we want to produce a lot of car, for example? So we need to set up the assembly line like you see in the first video I show you. So in that line, they have a conveyor to transport the frame from the beginning until they have a finished product for the car manufacturer. So the quantity influence a lot in the process design, and then the existing physical layout also can influence your process design. So for example, in the line, in the production, you have the machine shop, for example. So you want to design your new product based on that particular machine. So of course, they relate to the quantity before that, quantity or material used before that. And then if the quantity, if can cope up with the existing machine, for sure you just can just design the tool using, because some product may be used similar machine but design need a new design for the toolings. But if the product required a lot of quantity, you need to make adjustment on the physical layout of your plant. Maybe this layout not suitable enough for cater the quantity required by the this particular process or product you want to produce. So the process design follow this sequence to determine. And then the operation, like I said just now, the operation design for each particular process. So they concentrate on that with the design, concern with the design of the individual manufacturing operation. So maybe this machine, you need to have they have a different operation. For example, this machine, you need to have two or several handling system before you can operate that machine. You need to set up the workpiece inside this machine, and then you need to hold that workpiece by another plate, and then you can run the machine. So this is a operation design for that particular machine. So when you can see the difference between process design and operation design. So from there, you can have several steps. You can have several steps for the process design. So like I said just now, we instead of nature quantity, the quantity and the existing manufacturing system in line, you need also to determine the method of manufacturing. Method of manufacturing you want to use. So, for example, in the yeah, anything. So for the example, you want to produce something using the lathe machine. So you need to see the method using inside the manufacturing. So the process, they have several from the starting material, for example, in the typical sequence of process required for part fabrication. They have a basic, we call it basic. This one basic. I put basic here. They have basic, and then they have secondary operation or process, and then they have a what we call it, the enhanced process, and then last they have finishing. So, and then lastly, they have product product or finished product. So start from raw material. We need to determine the method using for each process in manufacturing line. For example, in the basic process, normally we use for the manufacturing. For example, we use a sand casting to produce a casting part. That is a basic process. And then we have what? Die casting, for example. Die casting also the beginning of the process. We call it basic process. And then we have a casting of glass. When we make a glasses, we blow the glass. So that is a initial process for the glass, basic process. And then we have injection molding. Molding also considered as a basic process for the method of manufacturing. Rolling of stove bar, forging, extrusion. That is all basic process. So when we determine the method of manufacturing in that particular basic process, we also can see what's the process in the secondary. What we use in the secondary process, for example. So when we use a sand casting, for example. So in the beginning, as a basic, we use a sand casting. What the process for the secondary, for the sand casting? Can anyone answer that one? Anyone know? So we have a basic is a sand casting, and then second, what? So we take the
We need green sand.
Yeah.
We need green sand.
Yeah, but normally for the sand casting, we need to do a machining later on. Because we have a casting product. So the secondary process is the machining to get the clear tolerance or to get the specification given by design department. Because for the sand casting, normally they have not accurate enough. For example, in the block engine, you make the hole by sanding casting, by the sand casting, and then hole, you need to do some machining process to make the accurate hole for the piston engine. You need to do a machining, and then after that you do a measurement process to see that specification already achieved or not. This is a secondary process for machining. And then die casting. Die casting, normally we don't have secondary process for die casting, because die casting, when you use a die for the metal part, they already have a net shape, so no need to do a secondary process anymore. So that's why the method is very important to see what process you want to use. And then for glass example, for glass, you have a casting for glass, and then you need a blow molding or pressing to fine tune in the secondary process. Injection molding, no need to do the secondary process. For example, you want to have a plastic part, you do a injection molding for produce the appliance like plug, like plastic basket, whatever. So that one already have a near to shape product, so no need to have a secondary process. For rolling bar, stop for rolling process, for the bar, normally the secondary process is machining. Forging also we need to do a machining, because the part still have need to get the specific tolerance for the shape. That is secondary process for all these related to the basic one. And then last, not last, but the second process is enhancing properties process. Enhancing the property process, normally they use for the example, use for the hardening process. When you produce a blade, for example, when you make a blade, and then you need to do a chromes, do the hardening using the heat treatment. That is a enhancing process for something. And then sintering, that is a enhancing process before we go for finishing. So finishing, normally they have a painting, and they have what you call it, the electroplating. For example, in the rolling bar, when you make a bar or from rolling bar stock, you do a machining, and then you do a heat treatment in the enhancing, and lastly you do electroplating. That is one example. And then for the sand casting, for example, in the basic you do sand casting, and then the secondary you do machining to make sure the properties achieved based on design. And then the property enhancing process for the sand casting, we don't have, we go for finishing product to like painting, for example. So that is how we determine the method of manufacturing, to see the process relevant, and then we can use that method in terms of our design the process. And then number two, we need to establish the sequence and type of operation involved. So the sequence and the type operation, like we say in the basic, secondary, so we need to make a sequence. Which one we go first? For example, in the basic, we have several process as well. We need to have a phase, and then we need to have a drilling. We need to have tapping, for example. So which one we need to go first? So the sequence, the type operation involved inside the operation, we need to consider when we establish the process design. And then number three, we need to do a tool selection. Tool selection, equipment required. So based on process, we decide in the, for example, in the secondary, we need to do machining. In the machining, we have several process. So what tool we want to use when we decide we want to use to remove material of the face of raw material. So we use a facing like in the lathe. So what tooling, the blade, we need to use at that particular machine, at that particular equipment. So we need to select the right tool and the right equipment based on the process we determine in the first. But after before that, we have also need to establish the correct sequence or type operation, and then we need to consider each operation, what tool using, what equipment using or required inside the process. And then we go for number 4 is analyze how to manufacture the product will fit into the facilities. So normally number 4, we have existing machine inside line. For example, we have a lathe machine, for example. So we want to produce a certain part. So we need to do a analysis. We need to see what we need for fabricate that one. Is it required to use additional jig? Is it required to use additional feature to support this manufacturing? So if we need to do several support or equipment like jig, like tool, we need to fabricate that one first to fulfill the process using the existing machine to fit which already inside in production line. So this is how we determine process for design. And then we have also framework for process design. So the framework related to the characteristic of the product and service offered to the customer. So instead of product, you see here services and services. So not only product like we talked before, car, plastic product. So services also can consider as a process you need to design. What the example of the services? For example, we have insurance, for example, or banking system, for example. That is also considered as a services product to the customer. So banking system, for example, you have a ATM machine. There is a banking system. You need to design the process flow, how to withdraw your money from the ATM machine, for example. So there is a service to the customer. So first you need to design the flow. The customer take the ATM card and then put inside the machine. And then the PIN numbers, how much you need to withdraw. There is all the sequence or process for the you need to fulfill before you can withdraw your money from the ATM machine. That is service offer to customer for we need also to consider as a design for the process. So the framework between product and service, the characteristic on that product, on that service, you need consider before you design the process design. And then expected volume of output. How much they require, the customer require, how much volume you want to produce. There is a very influence for your process design. So like I said just now, if you want to fabricate one unit, you will use the different process. If you want to fabricate more, you need to consider like mass production, batch production. Also, there is the expected volume of output. and then equipment and machine available in the plant. So normally in the process, in the plant, we have existing machine, existing equipment. So when we think about the designing the new product, so normally the designer, they design the product. You will learn in the concurrent engineering actually, because the input from the production floor, engineering side, they give the concurrent input to the design department to design a better product. So when we design, we need to consider the equipment or machine inside the plant. So when we have the available machine, available equipment, and then we try to utilize that one. So if not, we need to because in the production plant, they have if we want to make one product, they have several process. Process number 1, number 2, number 3, for example. So they have several process and then several equipment inside machine inside our plant. So the machine and equipment we have, we need to consider. And then if we don't have or we cannot use this particular machine, for example, so the product still need to produce, whether we need to think to upgrade this machine, or we need to outsource the material from outside. So this is a buy or we need to buy or make decision. We need to buy or make. So if we this one I will detail later on. This one we have this one. So we need to consider, is it we need to buy or we need to make? If we buy, maybe we can get more cheaper sub-assembly product to have a complete product here. So for make one product, they have several product, several material or several sub-assembly product. So either this product we need to buy or we need to build inside. We have need to have further investigation, further process to see about that one. So we go later for decision later on. So before that, we go for the number 4 is a cost, cost of equipment and machinery. So when we decide to fabricate in line, so we need to replace this machine, for example, we need to buy the new equipment. So the cost of equipment and machine, we need to consider. Or equipment, we have existing machine, but we need a special tool for that particular machine. So we need also consider that particular tool as a cost. So still remember, there is the fixed cost and then the variable cost. So the fixed cost and variable cost is give much influence inside the process design. So you need to consider that one, and then the number 5 is the level, scale, and the average. So is you need to buy a new machine, for example, CNC. 10 exists. 10 exists CNC machine. The 10 exists CNC machine is very complicated machine. So is it you have any skill, level skill you need to hire, or you have existing skill for use operate that machine? So you need to consider that one as well. So if you don't have, if you hire, how much the cost, their salary, their allowance, their OT, whatever, you need to consider. There's a level skill for process. And then expenditure to be equal for the manufacturing process overall. They have electricity, water, everything need to spend, coolants, raw material as well. So we need to consider all these expenditure inside the manufacturing process. So, and then last is the make or buy. So make or buy decision, this one is very what we call it, the each company, like for example, my company before in Denso automotive industry, we make a alternator, like I said just now. I said before, we have several machine inside alternator process, but inside that process, they have some machine need to upgrade due to the new model. For example, we need to decide whether we need to outsource that particular machine, or we need to buy the machine to support the existing process. If we buy that new machine, or we produce the new machine to support that line, we can save more money, or we can or we outsource, we can save more money. So whether we outsource or we buy, decision is very constrained decision. So there is this one we need to do FEA, like FEA festival analysis studies, and then we need to do FS studies, for example, FEAs, FS, to do a decision whether we need to buy or we need to make. And then method of handling material economically. So in the previous class as well, we already discussed this one. When we design the process, we need to consider the layout of our design. So to reduce the transportation. When we have a nearest layout or the good layout system, we can reduce the handling time. So the process become cheaper. Or we design the continuous like assembly using conveyor. So to reduce the setup time or transfer time by using automatic system. That is a method of handling material properly. And then when I give one example for this one, like I said just now, for the cost buy and make decision. I use this one. For example, you have the part. So from the vendor, this one example. So from the vendor, you have $8, for example. If you buy something for part to support your assembly. So you want to produce something. This is your process. So this one you use part A. And then part A we assemble with here, they have part B. So, and then you can get the product here, AB. But part B, normally you can assemble inside your plant. You have another machine, another process in the job shop somewhere here. So this part B, you want to fabricate inside your plant, or you want to buy, you need to make a decision. This is example. So this example for part B, you want to make inside your factory, or you want to outsource from the vendors. So when you do an analysis, the vendor said, I can supply to you part B with the cost $8. So support, because if you don't have part B, you cannot produce your product here. And this is finished product, finished product. So when this one, the price from the vendor, and then you ask, you do a calculation inside cost total, total cost is $9. So that is when you do an analysis To get this, to fabricate this part, you need to cost you $9. And this one, for example, for 1,000 pieces unit, total. When they supply 1,000 per unit is $8. And then if you make inside, $9 is per unit. So from this one, which one you decide? To buy outside or to fabricate inside? This is fabricate inside. From this information, which one you want? Which one you decide if you are engineer in that plant?
Outside, the 8th one.
Outside, of course, because cheaper. So if you make inside, you cost you $9. But when you see detail for total cost inside, when you get detail is for total cost like material, cost you $2.2 per unit, and then you have a direct labor cost. Direct labor cost you $2. And then you have a labor overhead. Overhead. Last time we learned this one already. Overhead, 150%, for example, the cost you $3. And then lastly, you have feed cost. Feed cost, FC. Feed cost is the machine you have inside your plant can produce this particular part, and you already have because you can make inside by this cost $9. So the machine cost is this one. So total is $9. 9 ringgit. So that is total. From this one, what you can say? What is your decision right now? Still outside vendor or inside?
Still outside, sir.
Still outside. Still outside. But when you see this one, if you buy outside, I change the color. So if you buy from the vendor, $8, this one, this cost, whatever happen, you need to pay as well. If you buy outside from vendor, $8. So this cost, level, overhead, you still already need to pay. And then feed cost, you still need to pay because the machine you already make investment earlier. So whatever happen, you need to pay. If you make installment, like you rent a house, you say you not sleep in your house. You sleep out. You go outside for traveling, as for example, for sleep at hotel, for example, for 2 or 3 days. The house rent you need to pay as well because there is a feed cost for you. You need to pay. So similar to this manufacturing, the machine as a feed cost and then level overhead is a feed cost. So you need to pay $3 and 1.79. So from the vendor, $8, you need to pay $3 and then 1.79. There is a feed cost for the machine. So the total is so how now?
Inside.
So now from this cost, you already said, you can see from your analysis, the calculation, when we see the price, 8 ringgit and 9 ringgit is 1 ringgit different. But after you make a further calculation with your existing manpower, existing capacity of the machine, you decide to make in-house. So you will utilize this machine because this machine already have in the house. You need to utilize this one, and then you need to have a direct level involve this one. So this one $2 you need to pay, but the labor cost already overhead for that one you still need to pay as long as your company running. If the workers not working here, you need still to pay the salary for their workers. So in that case now you can save a lot of money by fabricate inside just $9 instead of 12. So this one is a decision when you make either to buy or to outsource your material from outside. So when you be a production control or production engineer inside the company, this particular knowledge you need to utilize on to see where you can fix it inside your job later on. So maybe you see this one like quite simple, quite straightforward. When you see the price, you can decide instantly. But normally, when you need to make a presentation to the top management to get the approval to why you want to buy, why you want to make inside, so they need a paperwork. So this paperwork will help you, this knowledge will help you to do a paperwork. So I think you can understand this example clearly to relate with this one, buy or make or buy decision. Okay. So there is a framework for process design. And then the strategies, they have 1, 2, 3 strategies. Normally the decision you make just now for making or buy product, there is we call it the strategy actually, because in terms of process, when you design the process, you need to have this decision making. When you decide to make in-house, of course you need to go for the evaluation how to design that particular process for detail. If not, you just buy outside. You don't need to consider the process design for in the particular production. So amount capital required. So this one also I put under strategy, because when you buy, you invest the machine, this one required the capital investment. So this one also is, and then flexibility, process flexibility. So normally we will design the process, you think the flexibility, because some product will rapidly change their model, for example. So the model change normally just not structure, not totally changed, but sometimes they just change their some what you call it, the features inside the product. So when we have a process flexibility, when we want to change, for example, that features, particular features to compete with another competitors, we can immediately do a process, do immediate process to produce that particular product, and then our product can sustain a lot in the market. If not, the process is not flexible, you need to invest more money to change everything. So that's why when we design the process, that is the strategy you need to think or need to use. The decision for making or buy product, amount capital required, and process flexibility. Okay. And then this one, the operation design, I will continue later on. So we just finished until the process, because the process is an overall sequence. Overall sequence, and design is the particular process or operation at the machine or that equipment or job site. So we just finish until here, and then this operation design we continue later. So from the part process design, process strategy, process design, and then process description. So any question from here? Everyone clear?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I will repeat again, and then I will continue the operation design for the next class. So I hope you all can do some revision later. And then for our class test, we just finish process planning and design. This one not include in the class test for after your break. And then please give the date or the time. You have already time?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We've already discussed among ourselves.
Okay.
We would like to have our test on the 2nd October, sir.
2nd October.
Yeah.
That
That would be Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
Yes.
What time?
1:30 p.m., sir.
Okay. Okay, Saturday 1:30 p.m. So please put this date in the WhatsApp. Confirm everyone okay? Agree?
Yes, sir. Agree.
All right. So the test. (1:30 p.m. until 2:30 p.m. 2nd October, is it?
Yes, sir.
Saturday. All right. Okay. So open book test. 1 hour. So the question is from the previous topic until last week topic, not include today. Today is process design, process planning and design. So not include in the test. So any question? Clear? Everyone clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Clear? Okay. Thanks. Good.
Yep.
So any other question before we adjourn our class, because 2:30 already? So in that class, everyone can on the camera for the test, or any.
I don't have camera, sir.
Oh, you don't have camera. You need to talk
Have
every
to
minute
buy,
lah.
sir.
Beli
John.
Chonghok.
John need to talk 10 minutes
Arigato.
to make sure you there. No, joking. All right, no problem. If okay, just take attendance for all.
Okay, sir. I'm only taking attendance for my course, sir.
Yeah, of course.
No, I'm only taking for mechanical engineering, not
mechanical. Yeah, mechanical. For others, what is the name? The mechatronics. The mechatronic representative will take the attendance. So mechatronic there, yeah. Azim.
Yeah, I'm here.
Azim, yeah.
Yeah, uncle.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone. So have a nice holiday. Stay home, stay safe.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. You
You
too.
too.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.